Through your journey, you've experienced a lot of different things. Today, what are you observing in the workplace, in your industry? What are you observing are the biggest challenges for the people that surround you and that you work with? You have a great insight into other people and what they're dealing with because you're very self-aware. We know that. But
Well, thank you.
what are you seeing? What are you observing in others?
I think the biggest thing right now is that people that want to be in hospitality are in hospitality. That was the big thing that happened. Like when COVID happened, this is just my personal experience, but when
Hmm.
COVID happened, the people that didn't want to work in hospitality left, and I don't think a lot of them have came back. I think that it can be a very rewarding career when you understand what it is and what it provides. I think that there is a lot of there are the classic stereotypes with hospitality that come from like, oh, servers aren't that intelligent. Servers are, they're just there for the paycheck. Yeah, they make great money. Like there's servers, like I worked for servers and bartenders in my last job that made more money than like physician assistants, like that make, you know, 80, $90,000. And that's the exception to the rule. That's not average. But at the end of the
Right.
day, like if you are an exceptional person, it is a career that can make you a lot of money and you can enjoy it and you can work 35 hours and you can request days off and it's phenomenal. However, you have to deal with a lot of the challenges that come with that business. So the biggest thing for me was that when COVID happened, the individuals that were working it as a job left. The people that weren't really bought into hospitality as a career or as a place where they want to spend their time. I feel like that's when a lot of the people, segued off that highway and said, like, I'm going to go look into these other opportunities because everything went online and there was a lot of opportunities, whether it was like fitness or STEM or whatever it was. They were looking for opportunities because there were more chances to provide value to other companies when that happened. Currently, I think that the biggest insight for the people around me is that we all kind of just understand like there's got to be a better balance than to life in general. Like I don't work in restaurants because I don't hate working in restaurants, but I also know that as an introvert, as a person that has to expend energy doing what I'm doing, I have a limit to where I can actually provide value to the team and to the guests that are coming in the building. And that is the big thing for me. And I think it's an awareness that really came on the forefront over the last, 3 or 4 years is the people that are leading your teams in hospitality need to be at their best when they're in the building. And that means you can't work them 60, 70 hours a week. When is that the case in some places? Yes. Is Gordon Ramsay a freak of nature? 100%. Um, but that is not sustainable for 99% of the individuals in the
Yeah.
business. So if you can look at a lot of those videos and a lot of the media glamorizing 16-hour days and working 6 days a week or 7 days a week and not taking days off and being like the biggest purveyor of the business, but at the end of the day, that will cause burnout. You are going to end up resenting the place you're going to and spending your life at because you no longer are actually going to be like your best self. You're going to be showing up as somebody that's exhausted, that is burnt out, that doesn't want to see that. I don't want to look at another chicken sandwich for 2 weeks. Like there's those moments where you're just like I'm just going through the motions at this point.
Mm.
So I think that if I were in a position where I was looking to contract high end talent for hospitality, for me as an individual, like I understand my motivations are different than others, but for me as an individual, I'd be looking at those aspects of bringing people on board as the primary incentive towards the people that are leading my team. How can I provide them quality of life out between between a balance of how much they work and how much they have off? And how can I improve the time that they have recovering so that they can show up to work even more excited because we are providing them so much value outside of work and we recognize that that is something that's important, whether that's paid leave, whether it's paternal leave, whatever it may be. Maybe there's some businesses, I know Cheesecake Factory will lease BMWs to their EKMs, their executive kitchen managers and their general managers. That's part of the gig. And so nothing is nicer than a free car. So that it's just one of those things. It's like, yes, I get a nice company car when I work for this business. And every time I drive to work, I'm just like, oh, this car is so nice. And that's one of those perks. Like that is one little thing. Is it little? No, it's a lot of money. But at the end of the day, is understanding like these little things matter to these individuals that are showing up to work for us. So that would be from where I'm coming from, is that the the people that want to be in the business are there. Is it still a struggle to staff? I mean, I think it's very location dependent. I think that in Tampa, where I've spent the last 10 years, it's been kind of hit or miss. It's definitely gone back and forth between an employee market and an employer market.
Yeah.
But there are definitely places where there is a massive shortage. And I've worked in places in the last year when I did some openings in other cities where it was a struggle. Like you'd be working on Friday or a Saturday night, and in a business that would need like 10 or 15 employees, and we were working with 3 or 4 because that's what we had. So
Yeah.
yes, I think that there is still a challenge to getting people to show getting the right people on the bus. But I would rather work a shift where there's only 4 people on the bus if they all want to be there. I think that that's kind of my perspective. But